Each year, thousands of strange objects are detected in the sky, and although many of these get explained as things like planes, helicopters, clouds, or natural phenomena, there's some who have come forward and detailed that the sighting doesn't fit into any of these categories. This happened just recently when residents across various cities in the United States reported that they saw humanoids hovering in the sky. As if that wasn't strange enough, they said they would suddenly vanish only to appear in a different part of the sky, which caused some to question whether this was a glitch in the Matrix, or if they were witnessing actual humans somehow flying through the sky. Some of the first reports of these strange encounters came from Kansas and Texas, with them saying that humanoids could be seen hovering in the sky before vanishing. They described the humanoid objects as being black in colour and being witnessed in broad daylight. Those who saw them said that although they were high in the air they could make out the shape of a human, but struggled to guess how big they were. One of the first ideas that was shared was that they were actually balloons, but those who zoomed in on the humanoids said they didn't move around in the sky like a balloon would, saying they weren't being pulled around by the wind, and you could see the arms and legs moving in a non-erratic manner. Others suggested that perhaps these individuals are in fact humans, and that they may have been testing some new technology. This isn't the first time that we've seen a humanoid take to the sky, and in the last few years we've made some groundbreaking tech that's allowed us to fly in the sky. Oddly enough, pilots have been describing similar events in which they've seen alleged humans fly past their plane. Back in 2014, news broke that pilots on a passenger plane were left confused when they witnessed a flying humanoid, saying that it was going past them at 3,500 feet. They couldn't wrap their heads around how a human was able to zip past them so quickly, and secondly where they had come from, as they didn't have any visual on them before the encounter. Aviation experts then admitted they too were baffled by the reported sighting of a flying humanoid, and after making the news, the flying humanoid was then given the name of the Superman of Macclesfield. The mysterious individual suddenly appeared out of nowhere and was able to overtake the Airbus A320, and this was while the plane was flying close to Cheshire in England. The pilot and the first officer reported the strange sighting to air traffic control, where at first they thought the individual may have been a paraglider. However, they couldn't see any gear on the humanoid and so ruled this out. Things got even more confusing when air traffic control reported that they hadn't picked up anything on radar, and said that it was as if the mysterious individual appeared out of nowhere and then suddenly vanished. Teams on the ground were sure that the individual that was seen must have been a paraglider. However, further checks were carried out to see if any paragliders or people using parachutes were seen in the area, and it turns out that no one was in the area during the strange encounter. Officials at the UK Airprox Board, who investigate near misses in British airspace, came forward and said they think this is one of those cases that will likely never be solved. The report states the following. They first sighted the object a few hundred meters in the 11 o'clock position 200 to 300 feet above them. They passed down the left-hand side of the aircraft at 100 to 200 meters. The crew only saw it fleetingly. There was no time to avoid, and they reported that based on their assumptions it was a person under a canopy. But at the time the skies were clear and the pilots had visibility of around 6 miles. None of them remember seeing a canopy though. It wasn't long before experts from the British Hang Gliding and Paragliding Association got involved, and even they said that at the time of the report and due to weather conditions, it would have been impossible for a single flyer to be in the area and travelling at the speeds they were. Pilots have been reporting mysterious objects in the sky for years now, and it only seems that in the last few years that these accounts have been taken seriously. It was reported that 3 separate pilots were left asking questions when they encountered mysterious lights in the sky. The incident occurred on Friday the 9th of November 2018, and this was when a British Airways pilot contacted Shannon Air Traffic Control. The first thing the pilot wanted to know was if there was any military planes or exercises in the area, and the reason being because she could see objects that were moving around really fast, and said that it didn't look like normal activity they'd seen in the area before. Air traffic responded by saying there was no exercises taking place and that whatever it was shouldn't have been there. It was then reported that 2 other pilots contacted ground control saying they could see multiple objects travelling at high speeds. Air traffic control once again reported there were no military exercises, and that there is nothing showing on either primary or secondary radar. The pilot said the following: "Okay, it was just moving so fast. We saw a bright light and then it just disappeared at a very high speed." The pilot said they were not on a collision route with the object but just wondered what it was. Air traffic control then reported that the 3rd pilot said they were happy they weren't the only ones who saw the objects. It was reported that the object in question was moving incredibly fast, around Mach 2. This is twice the speed of sound. So what do you make of these interesting discoveries? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.